Hi there! Today I don't review a new bow. Indeed, this bow is with me for 28 months meanwhile. It's about the Hanwind from Mariner. This bow I have received 8th of December in 2020. The bow has been built according to what's written on it. What was it? 9th of June in 20. Somewhere it's written on it. Yeah, here it is. Yes, 2296. Could be 6th of September or 9th of June. So somewhere in this year. And the bow has a nominal strength written on it, 33 pound at 28 inches. And max at 32 is 43. This bow is a very beautiful bow. When I remember when I have unboxed it, I was flashed by the shades of the color here of the wood, reminding me a bit of a red tiger. And this wood is shimmering in the sunlight, so it's very nice indeed. And I have shot this bow relatively often, and as you can see, it's not much worn out. The only worn out area is the arrow path. And the rayskin that is on it is a bit sanded down by the feathers here in this spot. And it's glued on, I don't know, with epoxy or so it would be hard to get off this rayskin, so I need to check what I can do if I need to renovate, because I can now see the wood below. I think it's some kind of action wood, and so it's relatively durable, but nevertheless I don't want to scratch this material as well, especially because the arrow path is very narrow. So we come to the specs. The bow has a length, nock to nock, unstrung, of 58.5 inches. So it's a relatively long bow. Strung, it's 52.5. The brace height from here to there is 7 inches. The weight is 450 grams. And we have a bending length of approximately 16 inches. Yeah, so this long bow has only 16 inches bending length, because handle fades out here, siyah fades out here. So you have this much. And this is a very long siyah, although you see it's a non-contact siyah. The bow shoots very nice, and we come to this in a bit. Materials, I didn't check at that point of time. So what I can see is here, I would describe it as techno wood. Bamboo inside, we have clear glass on both sides. Here it's black and faded out to this brown, and this is really awesome. So here you can see a dark wood, and then he has sprayed it to black, and this looks awesome. So I really like this transition area here. In between, I guess, it's ash. Here we have the Mariner logo, and we have, could be, not sure if this is kangaroo, but at least cow leather stripe wrapped around, and rayskin in grey. We have an overlay on both sides, so in and out. And yeah, here we can see also a bit of carbon. So maybe you can see it here. A very beautiful bow. And I'm not sure, I think could be fast fight, but I'm not so sure about the string. So you see, it's, yeah, very nice shapes. I have taken the measurements today, because I didn't do it at that point of time. I didn't have the rig, and so this is then first time measuring. Currently we have 18 degrees Celsius and 17% humidity, which is not much. So can be that the bow is a bit stronger yet. according to what I have measured inside. Inside I had 46% humidity. So. Okay. Yeah, 28, 31. Don't get further here anyway. So. And scale. Right. So inside it's here. 35.42 at 29 inches. $37.80 and on the inside, yeah, I don't get it to the inside. So this is 31 at the outside. I read 39.06 and now I try to get the measurements 28 here on the outside, how I measure it on my rig. Outside, because I don't see it, maybe this is here. It's 33.4, so more or less exactly what's written on the bow. Maybe here. 29 inches, 35.46. And you see, this is approximately an inch or a bit more. There is then a difference. And the 31 I've already measured on the outer side because I cannot pull further because of my body length. Okay, so now you have the measurements of the bow. And performance-wise, you will see in a bit, sound-wise, you will hear it. And what else I can tell you, the Han Wind is a bow that, as the name says, refers to the Han Dynasty. Han Dynasty was 206 BC to 220 AD. So very early. And I've mentioned this already at the video for the Zuran. I have here this quiver, which is called in Chinese Fu. And this has been found in a tomb, in a Han tomb in Hunan. Hunan? Let me see. Hunan, yeah, province. Yes. And so they have worn it on their back. Since I have no one who can fill this quiver, I need to wear it on the side. All right, so then let's shoot. Before we start, I will show you the handle. This one is very nice rounded, as you can see here. Yeah, so very nice, even for larger hands, I think. And for me, this is just fine, as you can see. And here is the point where I usually touch with the arrow. So, and new arrows. At least something is new today. So these arrows I have built just a few days ago. It's a new shaft by Niora, the Taper and Crust 600. And I had bought this shaft already last November. But I was too busy with leatherworks, and so it took a bit until I did it finally. And as always, I like these fur stripes at the end of the arrow because it increases visibility. As you can see, I need glasses, and I really do not see the arrow if it's in the target. But with the fur on it, I can see it. All right. So the jaw is very nice. You have this wong afterwards, and you feel it a little. So the vibration goes on, and 1, 2, 3, 4, now gone. So it's not long, and especially if you shoot, you don't feel it at all. It's very nice Very nice shooter. And very precise, and I'll show you. Because I have a new target here. I'll show you. I don't want to ruin the other 2 arrows. So first 2 got in the kill zone. So when I have received this bow in December 2020, I was so excited because when I received the box was a little beaten up and a little bit of the ear was showing out. And I took a photo before I unboxed it. And this was just a moment of, oh dear. And luckily the bow was absolutely fine. And Justima and me were very happy because this bow has been, or I have ordered this bow more or less accidentally at Cinnabar Bows. Usually I wouldn't have been allowed to order there, but I didn't know better. So I have seen that this bow is in stock, and I asked Justin if I can have it, and he said yes. And then he asked, where are you living? And then I said, I've written to him that I live in Germany, and he is so, Usually I wouldn't be allowed to send it to you, but he has already confirmed that he sent me the bow, and so he saw himself forced to give the bow to me. I'm very happy about that, indeed. And since then, you can read that for Europe you need to order at Stefan Cociodar or so. I don't know his homepage, and I have never seen any advertisement of him, so I don't know where you can order bows from him. But Cinnabar Bows is visible for all. Okay. Anyway, so this bow was originally thought to be on the US market. It's now here in Germany. And yeah, I have no YouTube account at that point of time, so I have not taken huge videos or so, and there was no proper review. So I've made the first shots indoors at that point of time because December, it was no good weather here. And yeah, it's been a pleasure, of course. Yeah. And yeah, I had other arrows at that point of time, and these fly much better. And 33 pound at 28 inches is very relaxing, especially if you haven't shot for a few days. It's recommended not to start with your strongest bow again. Just take one of the easy ones. And since most male have or men have a longer draw than I have, you start with 40 pounds or so. I think this is fine. Yeah, a nice center shot. I think it's straight in the kill. So this combination, arrow and bow, is very good. Insane. Very nice. Yeah, I don't want to destroy the 2 others. I'll show you. So from 10 meter or 11 meter distance, it's even better. You see both in the high kill zone. And the last one just missed. Yes, kill. If I would be on a rove, this would already be done. Next to the kill. Tension rises. 3 in the kill. Potentially, yes. All in the kill. So if you think, oh, should I take that long bow with me on a rove? Yeah, why not? If you have watched the video of Dave Brown when he was on the rove with the Suran, which is even longer, no problem at all. And yeah, you need to be a bit careful so that you do not get woven into the woods and so on, but usually there are ways and you can go through. You don't need to hold the bow like that. You can hold it like this and then it's easy. And what else? The sound is very nice too. So now let's focus on the sound. You see if this like a guitar, and not a dark guitar, not a high pitch guitar, but something in between. And yeah, you can shoot it like this one as well. No problem. Yes. And the fourth one. What else can we do? We can just lower down. It's really fun. So this bow is just, it's not only beautiful, it's really working very nicely. Still. Okay, speed test. I will shoot these arrows, as I said already, 600 spined. They have a length of 30 inches, a weight of 497 grain and 504 grain and 494 grain. So in between it's roughly 49.7 and also 497. And the FOC value is between 11.7 and 12.5. The differences come between because I needed to upweight the arrows a little. Here is a brass insert inside, and so it's quite heavy here in the front, and that's the reason why I needed some more weight in the back of the arrow. And since I needed wood or placed wood inside, there's always a bit variation in the weight. It's not much, but at least there is. All right, so then I'll put the grain per pound value on the table, and then you can see where I get out. So usually I'm higher than the minimum. And today I have measured 33 at least, 28. It will be approximately my draw length up to that style. And so I need 330, less than 400 grain, and I'm much higher than that. But I'm not yet there with the recommended arrow weight of 15 grain per pound, so something in between. And if you would pull this bow up to 32 inches, you will have, of course, another speed because you have more drawing weight, and that's, yeah. And if you have then the same arrow, would it still work? Potentially, yes, you could shoot the same arrow, then you would have much higher speed than I have. $156. I don't believe that. This is 258. I don't think so. $149. So we skip the second and I shoot a fourth arrow. $160. So something around that. 150, 160, 155. So depends. No? If I get a little longer, I get more speed with the same arrows, of course. And yeah, Shall we do it again? No. Or maybe. $163. $158. $154. But at least the last two are in the center. We can do a fourth one, because it's so nice. $155. Something in between. And yeah, as I said, if you draw longer, you have more power, and with the same arrow, you get more speed, which is simple physics and no problem at all. Everybody understands. And that's the reason why I measure with my 28-inch draw less speed than others who pull up to 30, 32, or whatsoever. So yeah, if we would like to compare the bows, one needs to do always the same, or needs to measure at the same draw length, and then we would be able to compare. And but at least this is what I get out of the bow, and this is no speed monster, but you won't run away from it. So I've shown you the loading of the foo already in the run video, but for those who have not seen it, it's relatively easy. So you have these two, I say always ears, but you can also say piles, and there is a leather band from the right and to the left side, so that you have it here more or less crosswise. And then you weave in the arrows. Yeah, so this one, if this is here to the front, the other arrow goes here to the back, and so on. Yeah, so that you have it then fixed in. You do this relatively fast. It's not rocket science, like this. But it's nothing you can do on your own if the quiver is on the back. And now the arrows are fixed. All right, now I'll show you the bow again. Side profile at my max draw, which would be then, I try at least as long as the arrow is, which is 30 and a bit. Yeah, so easy. And since the bow has a max draw of 32, there is no stacking at 31. And even then, you have seen the drawing curve in the beginning of the video. It's very smooth. I bet the bow would draw a little longer than 32, but this is the safe max draw. Yeah, very nice shooting. And you don't see that the bow is already in his third year. No problem, nothing whatsoever. Draws nice, up to here. Cannot do more, sorry. Very nice bow. And it's always a pleasure to shoot because it's not demanding at all. So the drawing weight, the strength of the bow is just nice for in between or shooting a long time. If you plan to shoot for a few hours on a contest or so, you will be still fine at the end of the event. For those who want to know a bit more about the Fu, there is, as I said in the beginning, a tomb been found from Han Dynasty, and the front of the quiver was preserved. And so I didn't know about the back and how deep this quiver was, but this is my interpretation of the photo. So this is the back here, and you can see that I have put here some leather on the back, and we have here a few holes so that we have in between separations for the arrow, as we have here on the front. This design with the mountains have been on the original, and colors are inspired by the original as well. So I could see yellow colors and orange colors. I have put around here some lining leather to the front, and this here is just a gimmick that I can pull the stripe through, because I needed some fixing here on the lower as well. I don't know how the Han Chinese have done it in their time. And yeah, as you can see here, the loading is relatively easy. It takes a bit, so you cannot squash all arrows in. And so a second one is required if you pull it on the back as it was intended. Yeah. If you have it like this, that's how they worn it. At least some clay figures show it like this. Yeah, and then you cannot load. Yeah, you can grab it, and that's fine. But loading on the back isn't possible if you should do it yourself. So yeah, that's about the quiver. Résumé. What do I think of my Han Wind 3 from Mariner? It is still a beautiful and very nicely working bow. So the draw is very smooth. The sound is not too high, not dark, something in between. We have a little bit of vibration. 1, 2, 3. And as you see here, curves are very nice. We have a very short bending length, so you see it maybe, of only 16 inches with this long bow. And the material here in the middle section, the handle section, is heavier. That's the reason why the bow is heavy with 450 gram. The arrow pass is rayskin and usually very durable, but if you shoot it a while, you see that it wears out a little. And this is because the rayskin has been sanded by the manufacturer, but it seems it has been sanded a little more down than it would be necessary. So it's very smooth, very even, but means that it doesn't last that long if you shoot regularly. The string is still the first string, and as you can see, I have twisted it quite to the max. Otherwise, brace height would be lower, and I think the sound is better like this, and it shoots very nicely. So performance-wise, the brace height of 7 inches is fine, but yeah, the string cannot be twisted more. Center serving is still the original. Yeah, as you can see, still fine, and tips are still fine, and so I'm very careful with the bows usually, but even I cannot prevent that I touch something, because especially with longer bows, if you go through the apartment, then you touch. And it's always the moment I say, so yeah, I don't want that. But you can see bow is still in excellent condition. From the top to the bottom. Yeah, so a very nice bow indeed. Can't go wrong with a Mariner Han Wind. What else? Yeah, beauty factor yes, there is, definitely. Especially if you see the techno wood shining in the sun. This is really, it looks golden or metallic. It's really cool. And matching the foo quite nicely. The bamboo looks very nice. The clear glass has not yet shown any anything, so it's still like done on the first day. There is nothing to see. Yeah, so still flawless. I don't know how often I have shot this bow. Yeah, 1,000 times at least. So there is nothing to say. Here the loops, the ears are still fine as well. Yeah, no, more or less no traces, except the rayskin. So here the arrow pass is, yeah, I need to take care about that one. And yeah, but this is no problem at all. So thank you very much, Marina, for building these very beautiful bows. Still you do it. And thank you, Justin, for sending this bow exceptionally to me. And I'm still happy with it. Thanks everybody for watching, and wish you a good start into the week. And happy Easter. And as always, fingers crossed for our friends in Ukraine. Bye-bye.